Hi viewers, thank you all for being part of my channel. I'm really grateful for your support. Your engagement is what drives us to create high quality educational content. You won't believe it, seriously, making these videos takes a lot of time and effort. When you subscribe and like our videos, you are not just showing your appreciation, you are also helping us reach more people and continue creating valuable content. So, thank you again for your loyalty and encouragement. We are honored to have you with us on this journey. So, let's keep learning and growing together. The video which you people are seeing right now on your screen is of the case which I'm going to show you today. Okay.
I've got a feedback from many of my viewers that they want to know how do I open the scan from the scratch. So I'll show you that first. You go on this icon, that is your dental arch. Okay, click it. Then you move it here. You click, and you see simultaneously your arch is getting created on the panoramic view. Okay. Keep on clicking. Don't give too much of gaps, small gaps, and then you keep on clicking. And then you want to release, then give it a double click. Okay. So here, okay, it's good enough. My mandibular arch is created. Okay. Now I'll just increase the thickness and your arch is here. Today's case, you have seen a 3D video already of a case. That's what the case is all about. We have many impacted third molars, that is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and 4/8. Today, I'm going to tell you about the impacted tooth, that is 3/8. I think many of us, sometime or the other in life, have experienced this problem of pain in the lower third molar, that is our wisdom tooth, or any of our family members have experienced this problem. So today you have a chance of getting some knowledge more about this wisdom tooth. I request you people to view this video till the end, because incomplete knowledge is of no use and it's in fact dangerous. So your complete knowledge today about the impacted tooth will help you to deal with this case more properly for your surgical approach, and somewhere or the other it's going to be beneficial for your family members as well. Okay. Now, how do I have a look at the scan? We go on to our oblique slicing. Okay. So now here I have already zoomed. For you people, what I'll do is I'll go here. Okay. So this is my entire scan. That is the maxilla here. You can see this is maxilla and the mandible is there. Now, what I want is just the lower left. Okay. So I'll bring my cursor, I'll shift it here, I'll get it onto this particular tooth. Okay. If you want have to have a better visibility, for that I'm zooming it. Little bit more, and here I have my tooth. And again, then click on the slide. Because if I leave it onto the zoom option, whenever I move my cursor, it's going to be just zoom in and zoom out. In spite of, moving that is front and back or left and right, it will just zoom in and zoom out. Now we have our tooth, that is 3/8. Okay. First thing, what is this type of impaction? So the tooth 3/8 is vertically impacted. Vertically impacted, why? Because this is our 3/7, this is the long axis of 3/7, and this is the long axis of 3/8. So tooth is parallel to 3/7, that is why it is vertically, but it is in a severe lingo version. Okay. Can you see the crown? The crown is here facing the lingual cortex. Lingually means the side which is towards your tongue. Okay. Like if I talk about 3/7, see, the crown is just upright. Okay. But for your 3/8, that is your wisdom tooth, the crown is facing lingually, that is towards the tongue. Okay, so the crown is in the severe lingo version. Now, this crown is in direct contact with your distal root. See, this is, see in the cursor, 3/7, the distal root of 3/7. This is the crown of 3/8. It is in direct contact. But if I'll just show you, I'll move my cursor. Please see on, keep on viewing here. That is the axial section. Okay, there is, it's in direct contact. Okay, but at the same time there is no resorption, as in this third molar till now it has not caused any damage to our tooth, that is 3/7. There is no damage. Okay, so we are done with one thing, that what is the facing of the crown, and there is no damage till now on the tooth. Now I'll show you about the roots of tooth 3/8. Now, usually, any third molar, the most common morphology is definitely two roots are there. That is, one is this one, you can say the mesial, like just in 3/7, the mesial root is there, and the other is the distal root. But here the things are little bit different. So I'll show you here. Okay. Now I move my cursor. Okay. So we have total 4 roots here. Okay. So one is the root here, that is the mesiobuccal root. This is, see the cursor, this is the other root, that is the mesiolingual root. This is my other root, that is the distolingual root. Mesiolingual root. See the cursor, this is a distobuccal, and this is my distolingual. So this tooth has 4 roots total. Now, first, I'll show you the distobuccal root. If you see here, see my cursor, and then you can see, this is the morphology, okay, of the mesiobuccal, and it's within the buccal cortex, okay. This root is within the buccal cortex, and it is dilacerated. This is the distobuccal, okay. Just give me some time. I'll fix the angulation, and here, okay. And I'll move it. See. Can you see this root? Okay. This distobuccal root is appearing divergent. Okay. Divergent, just like the roads, they get divergent similarly, because it's not parallel to the other roots. It's going here in distally. So it's divergent, and here it's slightly curved distally. Okay. And moreover, remember, both the roots, that is the mesiobuccal and the distobuccal roots, they are partially positioned within the buccal cortex. And if I move my cursor now, okay, I move here. And you see these two roots, these both are the lingual roots. This is the mesiolingual and this is the distolingual. So remember here, it's just, remember, this is the one towards the buccal side. So whatever roots I'm showing you here are the buccal one. And this is the aspect towards the lingual. So these are the lingual roots. Now, we need to know this. Why? Because this complicated root morphology is going to be helpful, or this is the one on the basis of which the surgeon needs to decide how the extraction is going to take place, whether the tooth sectioning is required, or maybe only the surgeon wants to leave the roots like that, and just remove the crown portion. Coronectomy needs to be done. So all that depends everything on the morphology. And one more thing on which the case depends is, which I'll show you now, is the relation with the mandibular canal. That is the most important aspect apart from the root morphology. So I'll show you, I have already marked the canal here. Okay. Now, please have a look here on this section. Can you see? This is the axial section. I'll move my cursor here, and now you see. Okay, I'll move it, move it, move it. Now, usually, if I talk about the mandibular canal, it can be either buccal to the tooth, it can be lingual to the tooth, or thirdly, it can be apical to the tooth. Okay, so here what is happening, this canal is passing lingual to these both roots. And which are these roots? mesiolingual and distolingual. So I will say that the left mandibular canal is passing lingual to the, you can say, the middle thirds, okay? Not middle, actually, to the lingual to the apical thirds of both these roots, that is the mesiolingual and distolingual roots, okay? It's passing and it's in direct contact. The canal is in direct contact with both these roots. Now, apart from that, we usually comment on the compression of canal. So, there is mild, moderate, and severe three patterns. Now, how do you determine this? Consider this canal as a circle, okay? If the diameter of the canal is slightly reduced, then we call it as mild canal compression. If it's intact, obviously, then there is no compression. If this diameter is reduced to half, okay, for example, this is the diameter and gets it reduced to nearly half, then we call it as moderate. And if the diameter is reduced more than half, then we call it as severe, okay. Now, if I talk about the first root, that is you can see the canal, the border canal is here. It's no compression is there. It's in direct contact, but no compression. And if I move here, then what is happening? See, this is my diameter. What I'll do is I will hide this canal and I will zoom it for you people. See my cursor, okay? This is no more a circle. Can you see? This is no more a circle now. It's slightly reduced. So I will call that the canal is mildly compressed adjacent to the distolingual root, okay? Now I'll show you again how to compare. This is my mesiolingual root, okay? And if you see here, I have, hidden this canal. See, here you can clearly see that there is a circle is there. Can you see this borders? This is a complete circle. So no compression is there. Okay. So overall, this is just to brief out once again for you people. A vertically impacted 3/8 with the crown in a severe lingoversion, complicated root morphology with 4 roots: mesiobuccal, mesiolingual, distobuccal, distolingual. Mesiobuccal is dilacerated distally. Distobuccal is divergent and slightly curved distally. The canal is passing lingual. Again, the canal is passing lingual to both the roots, that is the mesiolingual and distolingual, and it's mildly compressed adjacent to this distolingual root. Okay. I hope, guys, this video turns out to be useful for you. And once again, if you want, I will just show you again in this 3D image. Remember, this can be, if you are, extracting the tooth, then you can educate your patient with the help of this 3D. I'm again saying this is not for the purpose to check out what the pattern is. It's just for education purpose, this to educate your patients. So here, if I see, I just move it. You people have seen at the starting of the video, these are the roots, and see how this root is getting divergent. You can see, just like an octopus. Okay, it's not 8 definitely like an octopus, but still 4. And the pattern is like literally the same. See, 1, 2, 3, and one more is there on the other side.